guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we're back with more Piofiore, and we are continuing Orlok's route, in Chapter 7. We'll see if we get our good ending today. I don't know if we will, because we have a whole other chapter, and who knows how long they take. You know what I mean? So, we'll see, but we're on our way. Anyway, we were just at the ruins. Orlok lifted me and sat me down on a rock, and we're skipping our meanwhile story. I see it there. It's been flashing at us for a while, but... Looking at me, he opened his mouth to speak, then shut it again. After trying a few more times, he finally spoke up. I'm sorry. I've killed again. Orlok, I killed people before, believing it to be necessary, that it was all for God. But... what I did back there wasn't necessary. All I did was satisfy Yang's bloodlust. His body was shaking, and I wasn't sure if it was from anger or sorrow. I just killed and killed and killed. So many have died tonight. No, not again. I didn't want to kill. I didn't want to kill anyone. Orlok's emotions erupted as his wails resounded throughout the ruins. Sorry. I just wanted to protect you. I can't even do that now. That's not what happened. I pulled Orlok into an embrace and held tightly onto his shaking body. You did protect me. You could have run away if you wanted to, but you didn't. You stayed and fought for me. If anyone's guilty of a sin, it's me. Space, why you... Orlok looked at me with tears in his eyes. I looked back at him and did my best to relay my feelings. Thank you, Orlok. I'm happy you're with me. I didn't want to die. I was so scared. I was lucky that you were there to protect me. How many sins had Orlok committed for my sake? Orlok held me tightly as if I were the only thing left in this world. We embraced each other, supporting each other. No CG for that, huh? Whatever, game. Rude. It seemed we had both fallen asleep from the ordeal. I opened my eyes to the blinding sunlight. It's cold in here. Orlok twitched, then slowly opened his eyes. We looked at each other's faces. Noticing our dried tears, I began to blush. I looked at Orlok, and he looked a bit uneasy. Are you awake? Look, it's Emilio! I was actually wondering, when we were here, I was literally just thinking in my head, like, I wonder if Emilio is going to show up now that we're here. Amid the silence of the ruins appeared a young boy. Who are you? Why are you here? Orlok jumped up and stood in front of me. A child? Out here? I looked at the young boy warily. The key maiden, Spacey Hardonado, and the disciple, Orlok, I presume. Nice to meet you. My name is Emilio. The young boy named Emilio reminded me of a painting of a beautiful angel, but an angel wouldn't come to this place, much less a young boy like him. The fact he knew who we were was enough for me to keep my guard up. We trusted him so easily in Dante's route, all I'm saying. Disciple Orlok, I am a messenger from the church. A messenger from the church? Yes, it seems as though Rosberg has hidden your true role as a disciple. My true role? Allow me to explain. First, Rosberg has been deceiving you all along. His Excellency, deceiving me? Unfortunate as it is, that is a fact. Orlok bit his lip and looked down. We're like, we kind of told you, but like, this is not the time for I told you so, but we kind of told you so. The fact he didn't try to refute what Emilio said was proof that he felt the same way. I mean, he's kind of started to figure, but I mean, like, he figured that out when he's like, Rosberg's like, go kill Spacey, and he's like, ah. But like, still, poor Orlok. We just destroyed his whole world. And Emilio's like over here, like, I got some salt. Do you want me to rub it in? I wish I could have told you earlier, but I have my reasons. Emilio smiled and continued. Emilio's gonna be the shadiest fucking puppet master. If he's not, I'd be kind of disappointed. Like, I fucking love him, but you're like, what are you hiding? He is just, like, always around, always saying weird shit. Pulling some shit with our Phantom of the Casino, right? You're like, what? I just cannot wait to find out the secrets that he's hiding. Like, it's great. Only a select few in the church are aware of the existence of the disciples. What I will say is top secret, so listen carefully. Orlok, a disciple's true role is to assist the keepers of the grave. What are you talking about? I'm sure you've heard of the lore of this town. Yes? Is what you just said a local legend that's told within the town? What else does the legend say? What else? Well, I'm sorry, I'm not well versed in it. After all, it's lore from long ago. All that's known about it is that the person did build the church here and grew the town to what it is today. Have you ever heard of the person to whom the angel left the message? A certain saint received that prophecy. The current lore told today isn't complete. The prophecy bestowed wasn't simply to build a church on this land. What do you mean? A sacred artifact was hidden here to be watched over by the keepers of the grave. And that is what was said in the prophecy. Sacred artifact? When I say keepers of the grave, I'm referring to the current Falzone family. Ooh, they're pissed at us, though. The Falzone family? Indeed, the Falzone hasn't always been in the Mafia. They simply changed and adapted to the times. Yes, they are the Mafia now, but their true mission lies elsewhere. So then, my original mission as a disciple is to help the Falzone family? Yes, but it isn't something you could have known about without someone telling you. Don't let it burden you, Orlok. In any case, that's the reason why the Falzone is so attached to this land. And you were involved as well, Spacey. Me? A seal was placed on the sacred artifact when it was hidden, so that intruders wouldn't lay their hands upon it. In order to break that seal, a chosen maiden's help is required. Chosen? Yes, it needed to be a maiden with the divine right to break the seal. Listening to Emilio's words brought a thought to mind. You're a clever child. You know what I'm implying. Indeed, you are the key to breaking the seal to the artifact. Me? The key? I couldn't trust his words outright, but maybe it was because of his odd presence. His words were strangely convincing. The Falzone are aware of this, which is why they've been protecting you from the shadows. And that's why the Falzone family has been after her? Indeed, as for Rosberg, he sought to gain the artifact from the Falzone's care, to wield authority over the church. Wait a minute, Emilio! Bishop Rosberg tried to kill me. If I really am this key, killing me would mean that he'd lose his chance to break the seal. An astute deduction. There is another way to gain the artifact without breaking the seal. What do you think it is? I thought about the answer: to kill off everybody in the fucking Mafia. Gaining control of the town? Correct. All he needs to do is gain control of the land in order to gain the artifact. Rosberg needed to manage a number of things in order to make that happen. One of them was working with the Lao Shu. But the Lao Shu spread word that you were a saint, which interfered with Rosberg's plan. Rosberg didn't want his connections with the Lao Shu to be known. He needed to keep his pristine image intact. So he decided to get rid of me? Emilio smiled. He decided to push the blame onto the Lao Shu, saying that they were the ones who fabricated the prophecy. Orlok frowned, hearing our conversation, and looked down. If that's true, I was wrong all this time. People in power have given orders to start wars since long before your time. Using God's name for their own means, they stained the annals of history with blood. So who's wrong? Those who took up arms? No, the person who commanded it was wrong. That person, in your case, is Rosberg. But I still killed with my own hands. Orlok's voice trembled in despair. They may have a very similar voice. I've done everything thinking it was right, but it all was wrong. I need to carry my sins. Hearing Orlok's words, Emilio gave a melancholy smile. Sins, you say? If you wish to discuss what is right, handing her over to the Falzone would be right in the eyes of the church. Hand her to the Falzone? After all, the Falzone's fate and her own are intertwined by God himself. That said, I don't think there's only one right path. What do you mean? That's for you two to think about. Emilio's like, you guys are in love. So like, what else? Rosberg did wrong, that's for certain, but he does know what compassion is. Listen well, Orlok. You're a threat to Rosberg. Me? But why? You're an existence that could have been killed immediately after you were born. But Rosberg spared your life. His Excellency. But I met His Excellency when I was at the orphanage in Veneto. There are truths that are best not known. That's all I can say for now. Is Rosberg his fucking father? How dare you? If you were to know the truth, you'll learn of it eventually. Orlok's like, so you just fucking threw a puzzle at me and kept half the pieces, you asshole? Fucking Emilio. Orlok wasn't convinced, but it also seemed like Emilio had no intention of expanding that subject. I was waiting for his compassion to awaken until now, but the time is up. Emilio sighed in disappointment. Like, Emilio's like running this shit. I cannot allow Rosberg to continue his ways any longer. Orlok, you'll need to decide for yourself what to do. What I want to do? I wanted to share with you the truth before your own future trials are administered. What is important now is how you want to live. Wait, I'd like to ask... I hurriedly tried to stop Emilio, who had turned around. I'll be waiting for you to decide your future. Emilio gently smiled and silently walked away. This kid's such a fucking enigma. Emilio was gone. For a short while, we silently thought about what happened. The truths Emilio revealed to us, the future, there was much to think about. I want you to listen to what I have to say. Orlok broke the silence with a serious look on his face. I have killed under His Excellency's orders. Yes, I killed a countless number of people, but that's not all. Among those I killed was the Falzone's boss. I killed Dante's father. Yeah. Wait, does Dante know that? I mean, girl, she's like, oh wait, yeah, no, he seems to know. She gonna put it together. As a Falzone, I will see to your removal myself. I owe you no explanation. This concerns the Falzone alone. Oh, Dante. I feel so bad for Dante. Poor fucking son of a bitch. If only you didn't exist, the Falzone would be... not suffering under you. That's what he thinks. Dante, you're doing a good job, sweetie. It's okay, honey. He's... I don't know why, like... He might have actually become my favorite somewhere along the line. Like, didn't really expect that to happen. You're like, I love you, you're beautiful, but like, you poor fucking thing, I need to protect you. You just, Nicola and I will protect you, it'll be okay. Like, I mean, he needs some emotional, like, support is what he needs. And like, now his emotional support's all dead. Good job, Orlok. That would explain why Dante was so fixated on Orlok. I abducted you, and it turns out that you were someone important to the Falzone, even if I didn't know about it then. I also killed Dante's own family, his father, and his right hand, Nicola. But you weren't planning on killing him. Girl! Even so, I still did. No, you weren't planning on killing Nicola, you were trying to kill Dante. I mean, it's not really excusable. Dante's anger burns deep inside. Orlok looked like he was in pain as he recalled all that he had done. Even if I do the right thing as a disciple and offer you to him, I doubt Dante would let me go. Orlok closed his eyes and frowned, feeling the gravity of his past. I hope that's not like the normal ending is like, okay, we'll go turn me over to Dante and then you die. What the fuck? You feel like that has to be an ending somewhere. You know what I mean? Achoo! It was close to evening now, and the air in here was getting colder. Are you all right? Yes, I'm fine. I just felt something brush against my nose. It probably isn't a good idea to stay here overnight in this weather. No, I'm fine, really. Thank you for being so considerate. Regardless, we shouldn't stay here much longer. But the Mafia's watching the roads. Yes, which also means it's our chance. Chance? After a moment, I realized what he meant. The Lao Shu is without a leader. So the place where they were watching us may be open now. Orlok nodded. Whether we make our escape or not, we need to know what they're doing. But even if we do escape alone, where will we go? I'm not certain, but wherever it is, it's still safer than being here. Leave town? I recalled Orlok suggesting that to me before, but now it felt even more likely that it needed to happen. If so, there was something I wanted to do. Motherfucker, we're going back to the church! Orlok, if we're going to leave, I'd like to visit the church one last time. Even just seeing the church from afar. I know I'm asking for a lot, but I wanted to see the place I called home one last time. The Lao Shu and the others may not have gotten a hold of the situation yet. I think we can make our move now. Really? It's not a guarantee, though. We'd have to see how things are out there first. I understand. I also know I'm asking for a lot. And don't worry, I was thinking we needed to head to town to determine what was going on anyway. If we're going there, we may as well fulfill your wish, too. Thank you, Orlok. Now then, let's head to Arca. Are you ready? Orlok smiled and extended his hand out to me quite naturally. But for some reason, he stopped. What is it? Orlok didn't say anything and instead turned his face away. I looked carefully and discovered that Orlok's cheeks and ears were bright red. Aw. Seeing this, I asked, Do you have a fever? Are you blushing? I didn't expect him to blush like that, so I asked him directly to see his response. She's like fucking with him. She's like, Are you blushing? That's adorable. You love me. Perhaps. He really does have a blush. It's so cute. Orlok mumbled hesitantly in response to my question. I've never blushed before, so I'm not sure if this is it. Strange. I am not sure how I was able to touch you before without blushing. It's difficult, because you're a girl. Is that so? Oh my god, awkward nerds. Well, that was unexpected. Now I feel like I'm going to blush. What should I do? Huh? Well... Orlok was still blushing as he looked at me with those pure eyes. Your face is red, too. The happy, beautiful love song in the background. No, it's not. Of all the times to blush! Even though I denied that I was blushing, I could feel my cheeks growing hotter by the second. The redness of your face doesn't bother you? Can you tell me how I can handle it? Well, it's not something you need to figure out. Oh. It is. It'd. I got confused because it says it'd. It's something you'd need to figure out for yourself, or else you won't learn why you're blushing. Like we're just standing there, awkwardly staring at each other. Awkwardly blushing at each other. Fucking nerds, I love it. Shall we? After a brief pause, he extended his hand to me again. Yes. It was a bit embarrassing, but I reached out and took a hold of his hand. Feeling the warmth of his hand made me breathe a sigh of relief. This is how you do a situation where she's like, oh, I'm a little embarrassed, is actually cute, because they're both embarrassed. Back in town, I didn't see any Mafia members around. But to be safe, we decided to head through the alleys toward the church. The church was just ahead of us when we noticed something odd. We heard noises, screaming. It was very unusual in Arca. I'm worried that the normal ending, right? Not the best ending. The normal ending is going to be we get turned over to Dante and Orlok dies. Because I just kind of feel like since that, like, Emilio's like, that's an option. You know, probably what you should do. I feel like that has to be an ending at some point. No, the happy ending is going to be we run away together. Okay, fine. But, like, you know how, like, even in Yang's normal ending, he died. And it was like, I mean, he is the bad guy. So, and I just feel like Emilio's setting us up for that. And I'm going to guess maybe in the, well, or that could also be the tragic ending. But the tragic ending, they don't usually die. We die, or we end up being, like, crazy and a mental prisoner. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't usually end up, I mean, they don't end up dead, so I don't think that would be the tragic end. I think the tragic end would be he kills us because of Rosberg, right? So, anyway. We hid ourselves behind the corner and took a peek around to the church. Smash them all! It's payback time! We saw the Lao Shu storming into the church grounds with weapons in hand. The church! Oh, wait, it could be a trap. They may be trying to lure us out. I was about to leap out from our hiding spot, but Orlok held my shoulder down. But I can't just let them do this! Orlok looked at me for a moment, then looked at the church. From the looks of it, there are probably around 30 of them. If that's all they have, then I can immobilize them easily. Like, she's like, wow. Yeah, you and me both, girl. We're both like, wow. Orlok, damn. A thought crossed my mind, hearing his words. Orlok doesn't want to harm anyone. I grasped the hem of his coat tightly to stop him from going. I think he knew why I was holding his coat. He smiled and shook his head. They won't listen to reason. Orlok gently placed his hand over mine. The church is a special place to you. I need to fight to protect it. Thank you, Orlok. I stopped myself from saying sorry. Orlok's kind words brought pain to my heart, knowing how helpless I was. Is there anything I can do? Stay by my side. That way, it's easier to protect you. Okay. Showdown at the church! We entered boldly from the main entrance. We looked around inside to see only the Lao Shu littering the halls. I breathed a sigh of relief, seeing that no one from church or the town were there. I knew you'd come, Orlok! Oh, Orlok's gonna kill these two. Look, I like you guys, but, like, I'm actually okay if he kills you. Never gonna be okay if they kill Leo. Not okay that he killed Nicola. Totally actually okay if you kill Yang and, like, the last... They're the bad guys. Look, we love them and they're rowd and they're entertaining, but, like, I don't feel bad if you die in other people's routes. I feel bad if you die in your own route, but, you know. We'll avenge Yang! We'll kill you! The twins I met were here with the other soldiers, all ready to pounce. I'm sorry, but I don't plan on dying. His words pulled the trigger. The Lao Shu all ran toward Orlok, weapons in hand. I mean, it's funny that he's going to kick all their asses. Orlok gracefully dodged their attacks and targeted their arms and legs. You killed Yang! Eat this! Orlok parried his knife away and stabbed the man's thigh with his dagger. It's critical enough. Orlok kicked him and knocked him unconscious. It's my turn, Orlok! Hey, no fair, Faye! I want to fight too! They were serious about killing Orlok. They're probably going to end up dead, because the other guys are easier to take out than these two. They're tougher than the rest of them, which is funny. Lan swung her long weapon down over him. Faye Faye crouched closer, then slashed upward toward Orlok. Orlok simply stood there to take the blows. He kicked Faye's sword on its side, then closed in on Lon. Ah! Lon! Orlok could stab her with the fatal blow, but instead he elbowed her in the stomach. Lon was struck back and rolled onto the ground. Faye swung his sword at Orlok from behind, but without a single look, Orlok dodged the swipe and kicked Faye's chin. Break his fucking neck. Ugh! Faye's body flew in an arc through the air and landed on the ground with a thud. But the fighting wasn't over yet. Even without the twins, the other men continued their attack on Orlok. Die, Orlok, die! Some continued to crawl after Orlok even after he broke their legs. Persistent. Leaving them could cause complications later. Orlok begrudgingly continued his attack on the soldiers until they were knocked out. The Lao Shu were risking their lives to avenge Yang's death. Was Yang that respected? It's quite hard to imagine. The place for prayer was boiling over with violence and hatred. Just die already! Orlok avoided his attack easily, but he wasn't striking back right away. Knowing how Orlok fights, he could have struck him while dodging his attack. Orlok was breathing so heavily that his shoulders were moving. Yang wounded Orlok badly enough to affect his fighting here, and yet he was still fending them all off. This is it. Finally, the Lao Shu were all on the ground. Orlok's heavy panting echoed through the hall. I headed to Orlok to celebrate his victory when... Uh-oh. Is it Dante? Because, like, but the thing is, you mind playing with me too? Sounds like Yang, but I thought he was dead. And everybody else acted like he was, so... So I don't know who's saying, hey, Orlok, I know you're tired, but you mind playing with me too? The setting sun shone upon a silhouette standing at the entrance. It should be Dante. Oh, no, it's Gilbert. Well, I forgot Gilbert existed. I'm not even kidding. It's like Gilbert, so I'm like, oh, yeah, he's here too. I forgot he was... He's just been a shadow and like a fly on the wall. Like, he has not been. Nobody's... Oh, good God. All right, we're going to kill Gilbert. All right, well. Look, buddy. Don't stick your fucking nose where it doesn't belong, okay? I feel bad when Orlok kills Nicola and would kill Dante. I don't, like... not your business. Stay the fuck out. Anyway. Gilbert Redford had appeared. And again, we forgot that he existed. She was like, oh, you, right. All right. Oh, chapter 8. Uh-oh. Well, this is our last... See, look at that fucking title. I can't even... That is like spaghetti soup. Like letter spaghettis. You know, that didn't make any sense. You know, you take spaghetti and just throw it at a wall and see what sticks? You know that saying? Like, it's like throwing spaghetti at a wall and see what sticks. That's literally what happened with those fucking letters. Whatever. That's not a language. Just kidding. It's like, I don't even... Like, there's no way in hell I could even attempt to pronounce that. As Orlok crushed the remaining Lao Shu, Gilbert Redford and his men appeared. The Visconti family had arrived. Can't say I'm disappointed that you fell for my plan. We've been waiting for you two. You used the Lao Shu? Come on, don't say that. I just gave them a chance to exact their vengeance is all. I know the Lao Shu were after me. I did kill their leader, Yang. Yep, it was only a matter of time, which is where we came in. We promised them we wouldn't get in their way of beating you to a bloody pulp. And their success would have avenged Yang's death and saved me the trouble of clipping you. Gilbert looked over the Lao Shu bodies strewn across the church floor. Gotta say, I got dealt a good hand when they agreed to my idea. I knew our dear saint would come running if the church were attacked, but I didn't expect her to appear this quickly. He looked at me with cold eyes. I asked him a question. Senor Redford, the fuck do you want? How is this any of your business? What is it, Signorina? Why is the Visconti after us?
Is it unfair to die without knowing why? Well, I guess I could let you in on it.
He replied to my question, but kept his eyes on Orlok the whole time.
I was in the middle of a huge deal when you two caused that ruckus back in Arca.
Excuse me! Excuse me! That was Dante! Look, I love him, but I'm not gonna get thrown under the bus for this bitch. That was him. Orlok killed Nicola, and his men went psycho and were attacking us. We had nothing to... We're not the ones who were shooting! It was the Fell Zone. Thank you very much. I'm just saying, just because we caused them to want to fucking shoot us, doesn't mean that we were the ones that caused the ruckus. We were running calmly and quietly. Thank you. Did we shoot? I didn't have the guns. Just like...
My partner turned tail, and what's worse, our family name was tarnished.
My God, seriously? Get the fuck over it, Gilbert. It's like the most contrived, like... It is the most contrived, bitchiest fucking reason to be like, you know what? You ruined my party. I swear to God, I'm just like so fucking mad at you. Like, it really is. It's the douchiest fucking reason to get involved. But they had to put him in here somehow. Like, but it's so contrived. Like, so I was like making a deal and like, I heard guns and it's all your fault. I'm gonna kill you now. Are you? The fuck? Are you on the Caramella? Because it sounds like you are, bitch. What the fuck? It's so funny. So, like, again, you don't want Orlok kick his ass. Like, I get it, Orlok's not going to kill him, but if he does, I'm, like, no offense, Gil, I'm not going to be sad, because you're doing, this is purely spiteful, douchey reasons. Okay, God. Just get your, you just have to stick your fucking nose in everybody's business, is all I'm saying. Dante, legit fucking reasons. Legit fucking reasons, and where the fuck is he right now? Probably home in his office crying, like, I don't know how to do this without Nicola, my dad's... Poor fucking Dante. Just, look, Gilbert, I'm gonna need you to go hug Dante, okay? Because he needs it. Just get the fuck out of here. But how would we have known you had a deal?
Signorina, in our world, not knowing is a sin in itself.
She's like, I'm not part of your world! Don't make me Little Mermaid this shit right now. Great. Sharp glare made my breath catch in my throat. He then continued to speak, this time at me and not Orlok.
I received reparations from the Fell Zone for what happened. But you folks haven't offered me a thing yet.
And Orlok's like, that's because the Fell Zones were the one with the gun, so they should have. I'm just saying.
Might I add, Signorina? You deceived the citizens here through the louse shoe. If you ask me, you're also responsible for this.
And the louse shoe deceived them of their own accord. Gilbert nodded, but continued with a frown on his face.
Well, it is Yang. Frankly, it'd be a surprise if he weren't using you two. But can you say you had no responsibility in it?
I'm just a church girl who was kidnapped! And who was lied to! Lied about! To the town! Via fucking... You know what? God damn it, Gil, get your fucking nose out of this shit! You're making this way more complicated than it needs to be! Responsibility?
It must have felt nice being called a saint by your doting fans, right?
I never thought that at all. I hated this. I just wanted to live my normal life, goddammit.
And why didn't you deny what was being said?
His voice was now serious with anger, because no one would listen to me. Are you listening to me when I speak right now? No? Okay. I'm just saying that the town wouldn't listen to me either, bastard. He's being a bitch. He's being a bitch. Okay, no, I just wanted to make sure we didn't skip one. And the people at church were taken hostage, so she didn't have an option but to abide.
Well then, everyone else in town can be sacrificed for the people at church?
That's not it! I wanted to protect everyone. The church, the town, everyone. No one listened to me when I said that I wasn't a saint. They kept listening to what the louse shoe said. What Bishop Rosberg said, that lying sack of shit. Which is why we went into hiding, so that the louse shoe couldn't use us anymore.
I feel for you, really. Trying to go against Yang was something beyond your capacity,
and yet you're still gonna try to kill us.
But the louse shoe took money from the people with you as bait, even from the elderly.
So I've got to pay that back? Like, you're just... What the fuck? I was so focused on trying to escape that I didn't notice what was happening to the others. I didn't know they were doing that. She was too focused in trying to protect herself in the church, so...
Everyone has their reasons, but what's important is what was done.
He glared sharply at me from the corner of his eye, like he's blaming me for the Lao Shu being shady motherfuckers. Like, you just don't understand. Like, I'm gonna need you to learn math here, because it's just not adding up.
You chose to protect yourself and your own, and that's something that benefits you.
I mean, he's not wrong, I guess, but
I have my reasons too. Yeah, I was in a deal and now I'm being a pissy bitch about it. Which is why I need to hold you two responsible.
I understand now why you're after us, but I don't want you to include the church.
Arca and the church here are neutral grounds. I won't do anything to the people here. They're all off limits. Now then, are we done? I ain't got all day.
Oh, we're done. Orlok readied his dagger. The Visconti pointed their guns. Before I knew it, Orlok quickly grabbed me and threw me over his shoulder.
Fire!
He avoided the gunfire before it started and dove behind a pew. I mean, like, Gilbert's just totally gonna kill me because he's like, well, the Lao Shu stole money and you had to protect your... What the fuck was I supposed to do, you jackass? I'm a church girl. I'm not a mafia maiden. And even if I was, hello? What the fuck were you doing this whole time protecting nobody, right? Just whining about your deal. Full of shit, Gilbert. Full of fucking shit. Orlok, kick his ass. They do a really good job making me think Gilbert's a fucking asshole in this. I can't think Dante is a fucking asshole because I've been down his route. I mean, I know Gilbert's better than that. He's been actually okay in all the other routes. You know what I mean? Like, even in Yang's route, you're like, I can't really blame you for this because, like, Yang's a fucking asshole. But, like, but in this one, Gilbert, the fuck? The fuck, Gilbert? I just feel like his reasons are a little contrived. Like, they're trying to make him seem like noble, but you're like, no, but you don't know how to do math right now, Gil. Like, it's not fucking you got 2 and 2, and you got 37.6 over here. And then I don't even fucking know how that works. Like, Common Core bullshit math is this. Get the fuck out of here. Hide here. Orlok spoke sharply, then ran back out into the fray. The Visconti were after me too, no doubt. We still have another bad ending. I felt death creeping closer. Visconti, I'm right here. Unable to do anything else, the best I can manage was pray for Orlok to be safe. He was diverting everyone's attention so that no one would come after me. Could you imagine you could get to this whole point, think you're doing good, and then make the wrong choice at the last fucking option and then get a bad ending, and you'd be like, the fuck? So many bad endings. He was at a disadvantage in terms of numbers. Wow. Even so, Orlok maneuvered and struck in a way that wouldn't fatally wound them. Wow.
Look, I'd let you go.
One of the soldiers with a bleeding leg grabbed onto Orlok's leg from the ground.
Got you now.
Another soldier fired his gun, seeing Orlok unable to move.
What? He deflected that?
The soldier froze, seeing Orlok parry the bullet with his dagger. I won't die here. Orlok kicked the man on the ground and freed himself. Shit's intense, man. He weaved around the Visconti, stabbing each of them in turn. But none of it was enough to stop them. Visconti continued charging at him relentlessly. It's as though they don't care if they die. And there are too many of them. Sweat began to roll down Orlok's forehead. I could tell things weren't going well.
Well, this is unexpected. You're not gonna kill anyone?
Gilbert Redford spoke coldly as he watched Orlok tire himself out.
Sad, considering we came here with a half a notion that we'd die facing you.
What do you mean?
We have no chance against you. But no matter how powerful, how skilled, how battle-hardy you are, everyone gets tired, and then they get slow, and soon they're dead. They are decoys meant to chip away at your strength until we emerge victorious. That's how the Visconti fight.
He gave a malicious laugh. That's kind of fucking awful. He's like, we just throw in a bunch of people. You're on the front lines, guys. No, good job. That's rude. You purposely sent these people in here to die. Not like, look, we know we're going into battle and probably some people are going to die. You're like, no, your job is to actually, like, die to protect those of us back here until he gets tired, and then we'll be like, smack, and then we get it. Like, what a dick. You're really making Gil look like a douche canoe. Like, you're not helping his case. I know he's better than this, but like, damn, he's a fucking asshole in this one, isn't he? Ah! With a roar, more men began charging toward Orlok. Oh. Ah! It should have been that instead of ah! I didn't know what kind of ah it was, until afterward. Orlok swung his dagger and kicked the men away from him one by one, but soon... No, Gil! One of them finally grabbed hold of Orlok and kept him from moving. Watch out! Why, you... The bullet grazed Orlok's cheek. The gunshot was fired without any concern for the soldier holding him. Orlok punched the man and freed himself, panting heavily with his shoulders. You'd risk your men's lives like this? Yeah, I saw that Orlok was growing nervous at the sight of the Visconti fighting tenaciously. They don't care about losing their lives as long as their family wins. All in the name of the family. They resolved to kill Orlok for marring their name. As with the Lao Shu, another side of the Mafia was revealed. The Visconti's unwavering devotion to the family instilled inside me a strangely familiar fear. Neither side was giving up. The smell of blood grew thicker by the second. This is all our fault for wanting to go to the church. I think we need to get the fuck out of here. Orlok's dagger swung slower with each blow he took. Damn it! I can still... Orlok grabbed the arm and shoulder of the soldier trying to stand up. A dull crack could be heard. Ah! The soldier held his shoulder and fell to the ground. Orlok was covered in sweat and blood. He immobilized most of the soldiers. But the wear and tear accumulating on his body was apparent. Even then, Orlok's eyes glimmered with life and a resolve to endure. You monster! The Visconti took a step back, seeing the intensity of Orlok's bloody form. Yeah. The fight continued, but after a few moments, all the soldiers had fallen to the ground. Like, damn. There's going to be a bad ending where we all die here. I have a feeling that's what Create Save File 6 is for, but... Orlok was panting heavily, somehow still standing, somehow still conscious.
Good job. Leave the rest to me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they did all the work and you're going to take the credit? Douche. Gil's such an asshole in this one. I dislike him immensely in this route. Gilbert Redford let his men know to stand down as he looked at Orlok. I cannot fault Dante for wanting Orlok dead for kidnapping us and then realizing you killed my father and you killed Nicola. There's a lot of reasons. Gil's just being a bitch. Like... Orlok glared at him, and Gilbert gave a generous smile, and Gil just stood there while all of his men were doing shit. At least Dante was attempting. Dante was, like, in the fray. I'm just saying. Dante's a better man than you, Gil. Like, what the fuck ever. Like, even in this one, we're supposed to be rooting for Orlok. It's like, Orlok, just don't hurt Gilbert. No, hurt Gilbert. Fucking hurt Gilbert. I meant Dante. I don't know, my brain I just saw his name on the screen, but... Anyway.
My men all know that I'm the only one who can stop you. Which is why they fought you for my sake.
You used your men to simply tire me out.
Unfair, you think? Well, it doesn't matter as long as we attain our goal.
He spoke boldly as if it were common sense. He's such a fucking asshole.
Working for the family is what being Mafia is about.
Orlok steadied his breathing. He then looked straight at Gilbert. I apologize for causing problems to the Visconti family. But I can't die here. I can't give up no matter what. Orlok positioned his dagger again and spoke in a powerful voice. If you're planning on bringing harm to the one I hold precious, I will defeat you with all that I have, no matter what it takes. We won't lose.
I like simple solutions to simple problems. Guess we'll get it done now.
He gave an eerie smile and pointed his gun at Orlok. Orlok dodged the bullets and tried to close in like he usually did. This is when we sneak around and then we hit him on the back of the head with like a fucking bust of Jesus or something. We got like a statue of Mary around here. What the fuck we got? We got something. But this time he was tired and didn't have the stamina to continue fighting. Soon a bullet grazed his arm. Emilio. Emilio! Emilio! Help us! Unable to help, only being able to pray was making me hate my very existence.
Whoops! Out of bullets.
He looked at his gun in his right hand. Now! Orlok kicked the ground and prepared to strike.
Like that it happened.
He read Orlok's move. He quickly traded the guns in his hands and moved in. I was gonna say, he's double fisting, like...
Oh, out of bullets.
What about the one in your left hand?
Ah, you got me.
Like, they crossed each other. Orlok! I screamed, expecting the worst.
Gotcha.
No, it's the best ending. He can't die. That'd be impossible. A gunshot resounded along the halls.
What?
He looked down at his bloody shirt without letting go of his guns. Gilbert Redford slowly staggered, then crumpled to his knees. Dante? Sorry, Gilbert. I'm guessing it's Dante. Slowly but surely. I heard footsteps approaching. Yeah. You know what? I'm okay with this. Okay. When the gunshot sounded, I was thinking in my head, like, somebody killed Gilbert and the only person left. You had to know it was Dante. Okay, this is fucking hilarious. I'm the one who's going to kill him. Dante appeared in front of us.
Falzone! The hell have you done to Gil?
You traitor! You ain't getting away! Dante glanced at the enraged Visconti. He then calmly gave advice to the men. The wound doesn't look too deep. He may survive if he's brought to the hospital. It also meant that if they bothered with Dante now, they would let Gilbert die. I'll repay Gilbert however he wants later. I swear on my family name. So let me be for now. I'm the one who will kill Orlok. It's all that matters to the Visconti, isn't it? Whoa. Dante's words made the men murmur amongst themselves. But soon, Gil's like, dude, save me! We gotta save Gil! They all moved toward Gilbert. Someone, call the doc!
Damn it! Get away from me! I can't let...
Gil, you can do whatever you want later. First we need to make sure you make it. They denied their boss's orders and carried him by his shoulders out of the church. The clamor moved away, and soon the area was filled with silence. I mean, not gonna lie, I really was kind of hoping Dante had killed him. He would have been like, fuck you guys. Sick of this shit. So now we're gonna have to... Oh, God damn it. Are we gonna have to kill Dante? Because that I don't want. I don't want us to kill Dante. Why did you save Gilbert? What do you mean? I was planning on killing him. That was my only option. After all, unlike the others, he isn't so weak where I can simply immobilize him. So I was baiting him to come to me to finish him off. It scared me seeing Orlok pushed to his limits, but that was just part of his plan. Gilbert Redford would probably never leave in the middle of battle. The only way he would retreat was if his life were in danger. So Dante... You're free to imagine what you want. Dante nonchalantly replied as he glared coldly at Orlok. You're the source of all the Falzone family's problems. I need to finish you off myself. It's the only way I can avenge the deceased. We're sitting here and we're like, I mean, I kind of get it. Like, Dante, I absolutely 100% to your point, but if you could not kill my boyfriend, that'd be great. Can we just all get along? I don't want either one of you to die. We already lost Nicola, and that's terrifying. Orlok twitched a bit, hearing the word deceased. You killed my father. You also killed Nicola. Dante's eyes were filled with hatred. As if that weren't enough, you've also dragged her around through danger. The one who's important to the Falzone. That's not true! Orlok has been protecting me all this time. Dante's like, I don't want to hear from you. God damn it! If I'm gonna get blamed for shit and be held responsible for the louse shoe doing shit, I gotta say! Dante looked at me for a moment, hearing my plea. The Falzone was protecting you. Orlok foolishly believed Rosberg's words and abducted you from our care. That is unforgivable. And Dante is right. Orlok closed his eyes in pain. What I did was wrong. My heart gripped with pain, hearing Orlok's repentance. As the Falzone family's boss, I will kill you no matter what. Dante's eyes showed his conviction. It's unfortunate. The only resolution was death. Only one would survive. And this is terribly sad because it's going to be Dante. Dante suddenly snapped his fingers. Oh, seriously, Dante? Okay, look, don't be a bitch about this. He's already tired out. Do the job yourself. God, you're worse than Gil. Okay, nobody's worse than Gil right now. Yang's a little bit worse than Gil, but still, Dante, Jesus Christ. Don't sink to Gil's level. A number of the Falzone family's men walked into the church. They were dragging with them...
Unhand me at once!
Rosberg? Leo! Don't hurt Leo. Nobody hurt Leo. Orlok, don't hurt Leo. Huh? Your Excellency, why are you... Orlok sounded confused. We captured him while you were playing here at church.
Unhand me! You dare defy the church?
Silence! Ooh, Dante, slap him. I need Dante to slap him. Dante coldly ordered Bishop Rosberg to hold his tongue. You're no different from the louse shoe. You attempted to abduct her to gain the right to rule this land. Gilbert already has proof. Your actions are not on behalf of the church. Isn't that right, Rosberg? Orlok tried to say something, but words wouldn't come out of his mouth. Poor fucking Orlok. They keep, just stabbing into his existential crisis. Your ambition ends here. You will pay for tainting our town and our family. And if Orlok is under you, then you're also involved with my father's murder. In other words, you've been acting on your own accord to end the Falzone family for years. Unfortunately for you, I'm not kind enough to allow you to escape. The church must see you as a nuisance as well. After all, a brother should be pious and true. Let me help the church. Dante! Orlok stuttered hesitantly. In turn, Bishop Rosberg raised his voice in anger.
How dare you, you filthy criminal! Mafia? Suppose that's one way to make your syndicate sound acceptable. Everyone knows that the Falzone family is merely a criminal organization.
Bishop Rosberg unleashed his emotions.
I can't let the likes of you rule this town. You're not worthy of watching over the artifact that lies in Burlone.
Dante stared at him coldly, but let him speak.
The previous boss, Silvio Falzone, was a hooligan! Hooligan! And I was tired of his shenanigans!
Please, God, say shenanigans after hooligans.
We were in the right. He deserved to die.
I see. Well said. I suppose you know what will happen next. Dante's nonchalant voice was followed with a gun pointed at Bishop Rosberg's face. Dante, please actually do it. Not gonna hate Dante for killing him. Bishop Rosberg's face paled. The trigger was pulled slowly. Orlok swallowed his breath. Orlok, do not jump in front of him. His fists were clenched, but he wasn't moving. Don't worry. The people you killed will welcome you on the other side. Dante pulled the trigger without remorse. God damn it, Dante. She's so hot right now. It's the fact that Dante is a fucking marshmallow, but he still does shit like this and you're like, oh, hi, okay. He's still dangerous. He's a dangerous marshmallow, but he's still a fucking marshmallow. Bishop Rosberg's body couldn't hold its weight up and crumpled to the floor. Orlok bit his lips and looked at the body that was once Bishop Rosberg. Orlok, he looked at me with dull eyes. I know it's hard for him. It's fine. His Excellency didn't denounce the killing of people. And that's something I can't advocate. The path I once believed in, laid out by His Excellency, has diverged away from me. It is sad, but it's okay. I understand. And that's why I didn't stop Dante. I couldn't. Orlok mumbled without strength as he began to grieve. Dante stepped on Bishop Rosberg's bloodied body. Okay, Dante, that's a little... Now we're pushing it. Neither my father nor Nicola will return, even if this scumbag is dead. Poor Dante. We just go over and we hold him. It's okay. It's okay, Cupcake. You just cry how you want. Orlok's like, what are you doing? Shh. Just let the marshmallow grieve for a minute. He needs a hug. Dante slowly turned to Orlok. His eyes were burning with hatred. Wait, please! Orlok was just being used by Bishop Rosberg. Even so, he was the perpetrator of the killings. Dante is right. Orlok's calm voice didn't fit the current situation he was in. I killed people, even if it was on his orders. The sins are mine. Dante didn't change his expression as he extended his arm toward me. I have no intention of harming Spacey. Hand her over, now. Then you'll need to die. His heartless words brought a shiver down my spine. I can't let both of you go. Dante's eyes were now colored with madness. Ooh. If I go, he's going to kill Orlok. I stood between them to cover Orlok. Space. I could hear Orlok speak my name in a quiet voice. Senor Falzone, I won't go with you. You choose death? Very well. I clenched my hands tightly, expecting death to fall upon me. Instead, what I heard took me by surprise. I'll give you time to say your farewells. Come to the ruins on the hills tomorrow night. If you don't come, I'll hunt you forever. And with that, Dante called his men together and, without another word, left the church. So, we could just, run, right? He'll hunt us forever, but, eventually, he's older than us. He's gonna die, right? The church was shrouded in silence. He can hunt us forever all he fucking wants, but, once Orlok heals up, Orlok can kill him. I'm just saying. Just don't send Leo, because that would just be rude, because we'd have to kill Leo, and you know that I have issues with that. That's my line. The church was shrouded in silence. The tension inside me eased, making my legs wobble. That was close. I'm glad you didn't fall. Yeah, and all the blood and bodies in here. Orlok quickly cradled me in his arms to keep me steady. I'm sorry. The blood. It's okay. I'm happy you're still with me. I felt Orlok about to release his hold, so I grabbed his hand to keep him close. Let's rest. Today was a bit too much to handle. Yes, it was. And I need to patch you up. The Lao Shu and the Visconti were still unconscious on the ground. Still holding hands, we slowly made our way out of the church. Orlok looks back and gazed at the now silent Bishop Rosberg. It was Orlok's final farewell to him. Basically like his dad. Okay, so yeah, there's no way we're gonna get, to the end in this part. We still have a choice left to make and a save file and everything, but we're roughly at time, a little bit under, but I'm gonna stop now instead of going too far and getting, so we'll at least have one more. I mean, we should be able to finish it in the next part, and then do our little happy after story. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.